What's up, y'all? AP here. Today, I just want to talk to y'all. As you can see, I have my bonnet on. I have my braids under this, but my hair's been in braids for like 3 weeks, and I have no idea what style I want to do when I take them out. So, we're doing the bonnet thing today. And that's fine. I felt some type of way. I was like, oh, I should get myself more together before I make a video. But one, face card, right? Two, I'm not here to sell a pipe dream on this page. I want my page to be authentic. And like, I don't use AI. I edit everything by hand. I want this to be a page that displays my passion for creation and healing and teaching and using my voice. So today we got our very spiritual bonnet, by the way. This bonnet was gifted to me, made in Ghana. So yeah, I love this bonnet. I wear it all the time, but I'm inside. I'm chilling today. I got some things to get done. And for those of you who don't know, I am quite literally on day 5 of a fast. And it's brought me so much clarity, so much clarity. I'm not sure how long I'll go, up to 7 days. I'm currently doing the warrior diet. So if you're curious to know what that is, I would definitely go look into it. But essentially, I'm fasting for 20 hours and I have a 4-hour eating window to get all of my calories in. But during my fast, I still drink liquids, I still eat fruit, veggies, things like that to sustain me. Specifically on days where I'm more active than not. I rest more during my fast. I sleep more, which is great. My body is healing itself. I'm also doing a parasite cleanse simultaneously. I've done a parasite cleanse before. About 9 months ago, I did one, and I have a very healthy gut, so they don't impact me too much, but you know, it does have an effect. So if you are curious about cleanses, if you're curious about detoxes or fasts, comment below any questions you have so that I can answer them in a separate video. Every time I tell somebody in my life that I'm fasting, I get questions. So if you're curious, leave your question below. We can talk about it. I'm going to light my incense. This is a Nag Champa incense. It's not my favorite scent, but it's very pungent. And yeah, I just wanted to light something today to clear the energy, so that I can talk about what's on my heart. What's on my heart today. I also have some tea over here. I don't break my fast for like another 6 hours, so I'm just trying to keep myself in a good energy until then. What I wanted to come on here and talk about today was love. I know. I don't talk about love. I don't talk about love much, but it's something that I've been feeling intensely over the past year. Like my heart is beating right now. Like it's always beating, but I can feel it. Sometimes I can't feel. Like sometimes I'll be checking for my heartbeat and it's just not hitting, but like today it's pumping. So I love love. And it took me a really long time to accept that I am here to embody love despite the challenges that I've faced. I've come to a lot of revelations about my life. I know that I'm here to heal. I know that I'm here to mirror to people parts of themselves that need healing. I know that when I'm placed into somebody's life, it is more likely than not to disrupt whatever they got going on. And that's a challenging role to take on. I guess it's something that I agreed to before I entered this lifetime, but I've been ashamed, in a sense, for feeling love as intensely as I have recently. And I think it's just because of my family dynamic and not growing up hearing I love you every single day, and not growing up getting affection and nurturing from a parent every single day. That's no fault of theirs. That's how they were taught. But for me, I had to teach myself how to move differently and how to embody love. Like, there was a time period in my life where I had so much going on internally and externally that I don't even know if I loved myself, right? Like, I don't even know if I was able to embody that within myself, let alone express it to another being. I just burped. I love love. One of my first true experiences with love was when I got a puppy. I no longer have a dog, but when I had a puppy, I was raising him. I got him at 8 weeks. And as frustrating as raising a puppy can be, I mean, waking up at 4 a.m. to get them to go use the restroom, the whining, the barking, it can be a lot when they're young. But I would have sacrificed anything for my dog during the time that I had him because I loved taking care of him. It empowered me. I got a dog because I was going through a really tough season and I needed something to hold me accountable that I was responsible for. And it taught me unconditional love. I would have sacrificed everything to make sure that my dog was okay because that was a responsibility I chose, and I knew that I needed to stand on that choice. And that was one of my first experiences with unconditional love because I don't have kids. It kind of felt like having a kid to a degree. There's a whole debate over like kids versus dogs, and I'm not here to spark that conversation, but it really did teach me a lot about unconditional love and how to not be self-serving. And not only that because I was pouring so much energy into my pet, that I also needed to make time to pour energy back into myself, so to ensure that I wasn't pouring from an empty cup. And then I got into a relationship after abstinence, and I haven't talked about my abstinence on here yet, and I will talk about it. I just want to find an appropriate way to do that. But I was abstinent for 5 years prior to my most recent relationship. And abstinence, just to touch base, abstinence also taught me self-love. It taught me how to say no. It taught me how to say no. I used to feel like I had to people please to get folks to like me. I had to perform to get folks to like me. And if we're being honest, it probably made me more unlikable. I think being my authentic self helps me naturally discern between who is worthy of my energy, time, and space, and who is not. Abstinence taught me how to say no when I really didn't want to do something. And it taught me how to take the energy that I would have poured into that activity and put it back into myself and focus on my own energy and focus on my own life. I did a lot of building during that time. I did a lot of learning and unlearning during that time. And there was a lot less sexual release. So a lot of that energy I had to move through my body in other ways to release what was pent up. So those are like two experiences that I can reflect on and be like, that helped me learn how to love. My most recent relationship taught me how to love too. And I'm not gonna get on here and bash that person. And trust me, I've thought about it. Yeah, I've thought about it. I am grateful for that experience. You know, relationships are in our lives for, I think they say, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And there was a reason behind this relationship for sure. Because I was doing the work, because I was embodying my feminine energy, because I was healing from my traumas, my heart space was very open during this relationship. And I was able to give my partner love, nurturing, and care that maybe I didn't even receive in my life. And it was simply because that's where my heart posture was. That's what I was capable of doing. That's where my capacity for love was at. And fortunately, I had a partner that was able to reciprocate that love. Even if verbally we weren't on the same plane, I'm very communicative. I know how to articulate my feelings, and that's not an easy feat. So I have grace for people who struggle to communicate, specifically when it comes to matters of the heart. But for me personally, I know how to communicate my feelings, and it went hand in hand. My ability to show love went hand in hand with my ability to communicate my feelings. And again, I'm grateful that I had a partner that was willing to reciprocate the love, because it was just such a beautiful, it was such a beautiful thing. It was so beautiful. I can't, there's no other word that I can use to describe it other than a very beautiful experience for me. To feel nurtured, to feel seen. Oh, it's so beautiful. I hate to see relationships where it's clear that the opposite is occurring, where it's not love, where it's attachment, where it's dependency, where it's an ego or status driven partnership. I believe we should follow our hearts more often than not when it comes to love, because at the very least, you will leave that experience better. At the very least, you will leave that experience with more information, right? It's so beautiful. I love love. And somebody asked me, or they didn't, I don't know if it was a question, but they were like, I hope to be able to love someone to that extent one day. And I told them in response, you have to love yourself. And it wasn't me telling that person you don't love yourself. It was just me telling them that in order to express love to another that's outside of yourself, you must learn how to express it to yourself internally first. And it sounds like an easy thing to do. You can love yourself today. You can love yourself tomorrow. But what happens when you do something that's self-destructive? What happens when something outside of your control stirs shit up? Will you still love yourself that day? Because that is real self-love, is loving yourself through the faults, loving yourself through the mistakes. Being non-judgmental with yourself when you do misstep. That's where you start when it comes to love. And not a lot of us are taught that, right? There are people who did get to see their parents in love, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Those are your first teachers, right? But at some point, it does come down to you and unlearning and relearning how you want to function through the world as an adult. Because our parents just kind of set the foundation, but it's up to us to kind of rewrite the script. and cater it to our own needs. And for me, what I've learned is that in order for me to be in a relationship with anyone, I must love myself, and I must be open and willing to love them. And if for whatever reason, if I'm not feeling safe, if we're out of alignment, if we're incompatible, whatever, and I'm not able to express that, then I must understand that might not be the person for me if I'm incapable of expressing my love to them because I don't feel safe or whatever the reason. So this video isn't to sit here and convince you to go fall in love. I mean, if you do, I think that's a beautiful thing. But it's to help you reflect on how you can better embody love. Specifically now, when everybody in the world is going through their own personal turmoil, love and kindness is the best way to move right now, not only for them, not only for society, but for yourself. It's so beautiful. If you made it to the end of this, comment below one thing you love or something that you're grateful for or a revelation that you've had when it comes to love. I would love to hear your experiences and hear about lessons learned in love. And on a side note, I do have some new videos coming. I'm a bit nervous because one of the videos, I've never posted a video like that before. You know, I'm still finding my footing with editing, so I will get those 2 videos out to y'all as soon as I can. I don't want to guarantee anything since I am just getting back from a vacation, but I'm excited. I love sharing my gifts. I love sharing my creative projects and processes and candid thoughts. But yeah, to end this video, I wasn't really sure how I wanted to end it. But I think I'll just do a quick meditation with y'all, maybe some affirmations. It's been a minute since I've done any affirmations, so we will close it out. But yeah, let's get into it. So to start, just sit on your sits bones evenly, back straight. And we'll begin. You can close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, or you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, whatever works for you. I do encourage you to keep your mouth closed if you can. And then I want you to return to your normal breath, and we'll stay here breathing at our own pace for a few moments. And when you're ready, I'll have you repeat some affirmations after me. I am love embodied. I love myself. I show love and compassion to others. I am loved. I am love. I am joy and light. My life has value. I am the embodiment of love. We'll take 3 deep breaths together, exhaling through the mouth. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Deep exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Let it all out. I appreciate you if you made it this far into the video. I just hope that everyone that sees this is able to step out of this space feeling more open, feeling more willing to spread love. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye.